This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Starantino. Mark Mullins is off tonight. An Indiana lawmaker is trying to reduce sexual violence and stalking on college campuses. He feels schools are not doing enough to protect students. RTV6's Stephanie Wade explains what he wants done to cut down on incidents happening on college campuses.
State Senator Frank Mervan wants every college and university in the state to establish policies on how to address sexual and domestic violence and stalking on campus, an issue that students tell me exists on campuses across the state.
I'm doing this for my best friend next to me. I'm doing this for, my niece. I'm doing this for my sister because we're all dealing with this.
Natalie Mendez, along with the Sigma Psi Zeta sorority at IUPUI, have made it their mission to host and participate in events that empower and support people who have been sexually assaulted. Mendez says victims often don't feel comfortable coming forward and fear their school won't do anything about it. That's why State Senator Frank Mervan introduced legislation in hopes of providing victims better support, education of their rights and options, and requires schools designate confidential advisors that provide emergency and ongoing support to victims. At IUPUI alone in 2017, there were 12 reports of rape on the main campus, 10 of fondling. But the Department of Education's Campus Safety and Security doesn't keep track of cases of stalking.
It's a big thing. I almost can't describe how much I hate it and the people that are guilty to it. And that's just bullies, and more than bullies, sexual predators that are picking on our young people in college where they should be seeing the best of the world, not the worst.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And it could soon be easier for survivors of child sex crimes to get justice. If a 2020 bill becomes law, the Senate bill would create exceptions to the current statute of limitations on sex crimes against minors. Right now, a person can be prosecuted for those crimes only if the victim is currently under the age of 31. The bill would make that qualification not apply if new DNA evidence is discovered, if somebody confesses, or if there is video or audio of the crime. Today, victims' advocates said they were happy with the bill, but said there's room for more change.
By the time I did find my voice, the law was not on my side. And I was here to testify for Jenny's Law, and we'll take anything that will move us forward.
The bill passed a Senate committee today and will move to the full Senate. RTV6 is putting out a call to action for you as the community comes together to help employees of a popular restaurant forced to close after a fire. Employees at Country Kitchen are out of a job until repairs are made. Our Megan Singh-Torm found out what is being done to help them and how you can get involved.
The restaurant may be closed and boarded up, but outside, people are hard at work, raising money for Country Kitchen employees who unexpectedly found themselves without a job. Insurance will help cover building damage caused by the fire, but the owner tells us her employees still need help, and they're relying on the community to come together and support them.
It'll go toward sustaining the employees that have stayed. Some employees had to move on, and I understand that, but yes, the ones that haven't found anything or trying to hold out for the restaurant to open back up, we're going to try to help as much as possible.
That's why volunteers, employees themselves, and several organizations like RTV6's media partner Radio 1 helped with today's drive-by donation event. They stood along College Avenue waving red buckets and flagging drivers down. Many of the people volunteering and donating today say they want to give back to the place that does so much for their community. The restaurant helps provide food and other items for those in need around the holidays, so some say they didn't think twice about making a donation.
Well, I'm a longtime supporter and customer of Country Kitchen, and when I heard about this on the radio, I thought, this is a very quick and easy way to help out this community institution.
Working for you, Megan Singh-Torm, RTV6.
Only on RTV6, you're getting the first look at a new way to keep track of your personal safety. The app known as Citizen is making its debut in the Midwest right here in Indianapolis. The mobile security app allows you to get up-to-date information about incidents like missing persons, fires, and car collisions in your area. The service is 24/7 and is free. The system also includes alerts that include videos. The app is currently in use in New York, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, and Baltimore. And now our Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory joins us with a look at your forecast. And Kevin, it's getting chilly.
It is. That's a beautiful view from our Pagoda camera, Speedway to downtown Indy. We almost made it to freezing in Indy, 31. It did make it there. Terre Haute and Bloomington. Temperatures along the Ohio River at freezing or above as well. We'll continue the slow, gradual, but eventually significant warm up. Current temperatures 25. We'll stay dry tonight. The sky cleared, so we had some nice late day sunshine. Our temperatures will continue to fall and eventually land in the teens by tomorrow morning. Temperatures will be around 19 as the bus rolls into your neighborhood. We'll stay dry tomorrow, but we will see clouds increase in the afternoon. 36 the magic number as far as the high temperature, and that occurs about 4 o'clock. Notice the clouds increase through the day. We'll talk about when our rain and snow chances will increase coming up.
Business owners on the east side desperate for answers after they say a bridge project has gone on far too long and is impacting their pockets. Filled with frustration, they reached out to RTV6 after they say they have left several messages with the city trying to find out what the holdup is on progress. Troy Washington has the latest.
This auto shop sign used to pull in customers off 38th Street until construction caused detours and cut traffic down to a trickle.
The newer businesses like Treads that moved from 38th and Keystone over to here, maybe 3 months later, the bridge is going up. Now the bridge is closed, and that really hurt business.
Wayne Owens does mechanic work at Treads from time to time, but he hasn't been needed since work began on the bridge near 38th and Arlington, and demand has slowed at local businesses.
It's like a ghost town. You get a few cars that come down through here, but now everybody's having to go down to 42nd or 46th in Arlington just to get around.
Before construction started, business owners say this stretch of the road used to see a ton of traffic. That's why they chose to open here. Last spring, DPW partnered with NDOT to start work on a $4.5 million bridge project. The repairs and new additions were supposed to be finished by November. And now Owens says business owners are suffering.
These are big businesses, big buildings, and they're very expensive to maintain.
But they'll have to make do a little longer because RTV6 is learning the project is currently paused and isn't expected to be finished until June. Since it's a railroad project, additional employees were needed but weren't made available right away. And the bridge was in worse condition than anticipated, to name only a few delays along with cold weather issues.
Some of the automotive guys are looking to downsize because they're not going to be able to afford the size places that they have now.
Leaving the row of businesses left to just make ends meet in the meantime. Working for you on the east side, Troy Washington, RTV6.
And RTV6 is hiring. Hoosiers puts a spotlight on job opportunity, career resources, and educational paths. And new today, the city of Indianapolis is hiring more workers to stay on top of our pothole problems. This year's city budget includes funding for 12 union workers. They'll take on a second shift for the Department of Public Works. The hours are from 4 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. and pay will be between $18 and $22 an hour plus benefits. We have more info on how to apply right now at hiringhoosiers.com. Coming up, numbers show a rise in veterans taking their own lives, so we are exploring how veterans are helping others like them who are struggling. Plus, in 10th place, but only a couple wins from nabbing the runner-up spot. How Purdue plays tonight could change everything. Our Brad Brown puts the Boilers in the spotlight a little later on when the news at 7 continues on RTV6.
RTV6 is working for you.
This is the news at 7 on RTV6. A new VA report says the rates of veteran suicides are rising. Veteran suicide hotlines get more than 1,000 calls a day. Alicia Nieves found out how veterans are helping others like them who are struggling.
When you look into a veteran's eyes, sometimes you can see the pain. Sometimes it's so overwhelming that every day 17 veterans in the U.S. find it too much to bear and take their own lives. About About a year ago, Marine Corps vet Mario Miramontes was almost one of them.
It was accepting that I'm not a part of this big machine. It was just me and my family now, and my kids, and I didn't have no backup.
Like many veterans, Miramontes struggled transitioning out of the military. Being a Marine felt like the highest honor in his life. It gave him purpose, and then it was gone.
Nothing really replaced that sense of service.
But what took him to the point of suicide was how easily he felt his service and sacrifice was forgotten, how he went from an honorable Marine to some days without the uniform being called racial slurs.
I was cleaning fish, getting called away after coming back from the Marine Corps.
Veteran suicide hotlines get more than 1,000 calls a day from service members in the same dark place Miramontes was at.
What we have today, an epidemic of suicide.
Shad Mishad has watched the veteran suicide crisis continue for at least 50 years since he served in Vietnam.
When I was in Vietnam as a mental health officer, actually, I was I'm very much aware that we were going to have problems coming back.
In Los Angeles in the 80s, Mishad formally created the National Veterans Foundation, inside it opening up the first ever suicide hotline in the country. But despite all his efforts, all these decades, it just doesn't seem like the number of veterans needing help is shrinking.
They need to do preventative therapy. In other words, when soldiers are getting ready to come out, particularly from war, or even out of the service without going to war, there needs to be at least 6 months of training on how to come out. 6 months of preparation, but another 6 months of a team of people, say like us, to be there and let them know things are going to go this way and that way and this way. It's okay. It's normal.
Support is critical to preventing suicide amongst veterans.
It's supposed to be part of my big plan there, his personality that I was supposed to create.
Just ask Miramontes. He got a helping hand from Mishad and the NVF last year and now is working here.
National Veterans Foundation, this is Mario speaking. How can I help you?
Answering suicide hotline calls, hoping to save another veteran as this place continues to save him.
I got to help somebody. I wanted to say, like, that's all, folks, right here.
I'm Alicia Nieves.
If you or someone you know needs help, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That number is on your screen, 1-800-273-8255. Coming up, to think you could grab a flight for the same cost as a tank of gas? These cheap flights are no joke, but you have to follow these rules to get them. The secret to success ahead. Kevin.
And we'll talk about our rain and snow potential that's ahead late Thursday into Friday. Here comes the wave of rain. We'll talk about where we may see snow coming up.
S for just $169 a month.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
The college basketball schedule really starts to pick up here in the middle of January. Purdue's got some big games coming up, including tonight against Illinois. Brad Brown takes a look at how the Boilermakers are trying to keep pace with the Big Ten's best teams.
Purdue's Big Ten season is only 1/3 of the way through. The Boilermakers have already experienced some great highs and some very low lows.
Griffin deep three.
Just 37 points in their last meeting against Illinois. They get the rematch tonight at Mackey Arena.
Trying to get guys to be able to be, have that competitive spirit and have that energy when the things aren't going our way has been difficult for us. And that's easier said than done because we're not playing bad people, we're playing quality teams.
Purdue finds themselves 10th place in the Big Ten standings, but they are only a couple of wins from being tied for second. That's how important every game will be in the coming weeks.
We still, sadly haven't been able to put it together. It's just playing for 40 minutes every single game, out-competing a team. On the road, at home, neutral site, wherever you are, just out-competing a team for 40 minutes. Not 25 minutes, not 20, not even 30 minutes, we're playing good enough.
After this week, it'll be 3 out of 4 on the road, so protecting the home court will be crucial once again.
It's easier to get going. I think it's, Coach Painter was even talking about that last game. It's like, you just got to, take it from the jump and everything like that. And that's something that we definitely take from being at home.
In West Lafayette, Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
Well, I know who you're rooting for.
Boiler up. I was in Shreve Hall 4 years. Same room, same side of the room. 323 left-hand side. If something's working, you go with it, right?
I can see that.
I have the same thing for dinner every night, too, just about. All right, 25, that's the temperature in Indianapolis now. Amanda's laughing because she knows it's true. 23 in Greenfield, 27 in Bedford. Temperatures will be in the teens as we get to the morning hours tomorrow. We'll make some temperature progress, not just with highs, but look at the slope here. Uphill is where we're headed as far as overnight lows by Friday, and that becomes more critical because of the precipitation coming our way, but temperature should be just above freezing Friday morning. High temperatures, the average high is 35. Notice we'll be above average through this stretch, and even beyond the 7-day forecast indications are, we'll continue with above average temperatures. We've rarely spent time where we should be, right at average. Tomorrow will be one of those days where temperatures are in the ballpark. We've either been way below or much above. 36 tomorrow with clouds increasing through the day. Turn the page to Thursday, temperature right at 40. We're a little warmer but a lot wetter on Friday. Wet weather in the form of rain may mix with some snow in the northern half of the state. Our rain chances mixing with snow go up Thursday night. It's Friday and Saturday that will be disrupted the most. If you're trying to work outdoors, get anything done outside, then you've got those issues. As far as accumulating snowfall, not expecting a lot, maybe a few tenths, under half an inch as you get up into the northern portion of the state. That's Thursday night into Friday morning. Rainfall through the event from Thursday night will roll this all the way out until we get to Saturday evening. Good solid half an inch of rain, and again, that's on already moist ground, so that will aggravate some of the flooding. Noontime temperature tomorrow at 32. Afternoon temperatures 36 in central Indiana, a little warmer to the south. Temperatures to the north about the same. Space station flyover tomorrow evening, 6:35. Look low in the southwest. You'll pick up a steady white light. Watch it across the sky for 4 minutes. It'll disappear in the east-northeast. Temperatures Thursday, a little warmer, still dry. I think we hold off on any rain-snow mix until later Thursday night. There we are at 11. The warmer air starting to bring some rain into central Indiana. It'll be a little snow in the northwest. There's your 7-day planner. Friday, rain-snow mix Saturday, then dry Sunday. We're warmer again Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Well, you've probably seen these ads on your social media. We're talking about crazy cheap flight deals, some as low as $30. But what's the catch? Our Annie Taylor looks at how much does that ticket really cost you when it's all said and done.
More, you're seeing these ads on your social media feed. Spring sale, one way, $59.99. TikTok, it's sale o'clock, $54 flights. Flash sale, $50 round trip tickets. Yes, please.
When we see one of these great deals, it's very tempting to think the airline is doing that for you.
These deals do seem too good to be true. So what's the catch?
Airlines aren't going to be in the business of losing money. So when they're offering these very cheap seats, it's not because they love you so much. It's because it's in their economic interest to offer these reduced seats.
Skylar McKinley with AAA says they do this for various reasons. It might be to fill seats that aren't booked, or it could be to compete with other airlines. Despite why they do it, Skylar says for some flyers, these deals are worth it. And if you are flexible, these deals are for you.
Typically, you'll see blackout periods surrounding Christmas. There's other restrictions on you can't fly on Friday, you can't fly on Saturday, you have to fly on Tuesday. All of those restrictions are in place because the airline is able to fill those high-demand flights on its own. You're getting this great deal because it's a less desirable leg.
Other restrictions might be on how many bags you're allowed to take, and the baggage fee may be high to make up for the low-cost ticket. Take this flight we found on Spirit Airlines' deal page. It has this one-way ticket for $25. When we click on the deal, you can get the $25 ticket that gives you no ability to take any bag or pick the seat of your liking. But
If we bundle it, where I get to do what we typically think that I get with a flight, I get to pick my seat, I get to bring some luggage on, that adds $60 to the flight per person per way.
Skylar's next tip?
All the airlines also have a deal page, so just if you've got a preferred airline, you can click through and find the deals.
You can sign up for notifications for flight deals from your airport in case it fits your next trip. Ultimately, yes, these deals will save you money, but not as much as advertised.
Don't be disappointed if something that's advertised to you as $20, $30, $40, $50 ends up being twice that or more by the time you actually enter in your credit card details and pay.
I'm Annie Taylor reporting.
That we buy any car.
All right, recap our headlines here. Warming trend, it's modest, but it's welcome. Temperature will be in the mid-30s tomorrow and the 40s after that. Thursday night through Saturday, rain and snow potential, kind of back and forth between the two, as central Indiana is kind of the battleground. Mainly at night is when we'd see the snow mixing in, but dry for your Wednesday. Temperature of 36.
All right, at least the weather forecast changes every day.
And not my dinner plans?
No. Good night.